Okay folks, this one is dedicated to my librarian, Mrs. Atkins, when I was at high school. So this is to dedicate to her, especially in the year 1986 when I became interested in photocopiers and when I became the photocopier monitor. So we all know that Mrs. Atkins, you remember? Well, this will hopefully bring back some kind of memory. See if we can make this look any good in the process. But this is a reminder of something I played to you on the video. Okay, let's see if we can make this look any good. But, I was right into the photocopier thing. This was back in 1986. What a year it was, folks. It was a year of absolute inspiration and hope. It was a year where despite the extensive bullying from the dickheads at school, the bitches, I still managed to hold a certain amount of optimism. Let's see what this is. It probably won't be apparent, but this is Dead or Alive, Rip It Up. So this is off a CD. This is some CD art. I'll just try and open. No, I won't bother. I'm just going to photocopy this section. But this was the artist, Dead or Alive, and the song was called Something in My House. And I played that video to Mrs. Atkins to try and shock her that being copier monitor doesn't mean that you're a square, like a dag or someone who's conservative. That you two can be outlandish and cool. So I played that song, if you remember, Mrs. Atkins. It was a music video that I taped off the television when I was back then. So it brings back memories. Those were the days, Mrs. Atkins, but I hope you do have fond memories. I certainly do. And this is a little bit too small, I think maybe. But basically, it just reminds me of Mrs. Atkins, folks. It just takes me back to those days, those formative days. You could call it a watershed. It was a watershed year, 1986. Things started to go pear-shaped around 1987. Things just seemed to get worse, but I'll always remember 1986 as a year of real happiness and optimism. I always remember it as an optimistic watershed year. This looks interesting. So yeah, I'll never forget it, folks. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the year that was 1986. Yeah, 1986. You couldn't get a better year than that. I just love that year, folks. Even the 90s, despite them going pear-shaped for me, well, they were better. At least back in those days, you didn't have the coronavirus. We didn't have that sort of shit back then. Oh, look, we had other things, but we didn't have the shit that we've got today. I'm trying to get this stuff on television, trying to get it on the news. I'm missing a loved one, Luigi, who I met in the early 90s. He would have cheered me up for sure if I had let him. I didn't. So, but I'm going to get back to him once TV has given me the airtime that I need to find him. But basically, yeah, this is dedicated to Mrs. Atkins, the librarian of the Killarney Heights High Library. I don't know where she is now, folks, but I do wonder about her sometimes. When I see something like this, it makes me think of her and some of the happy times I had when I was really young, when I was 13. So yeah, that looks interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.